Hey guys, so I'm going to quickly show you how to work through the Delta Math assignments and how to use the Desmos calculator so that you guys can complete these two assignments that are due by the end of today. So when you guys log into your Delta Math, you have two assignments that have to be done by Friday night. You have the Unit 4 Intro to Systems number 1 and Unit 4 Intro to Systems number 2. So in the first one, if you watch this video, this tutorial video now, you won't have to watch these videos that you have over here. So you can skip the videos if you're watching this now. So you're going to go to the solve linear systems of equations graphically number 1, level 1. And basically what you have to do is you have two equations, which means you have a system of equations, and you have to graph both of these equations on the same coordinate plane. But you do that one at a time. So first equation that I have is y equals 1 over 2x minus 2. So you don't have your graphing calculator at home, which means you're going to have to use an online graphing calculator to get the points that you need to plot for each one. So for the first one, I'm going to go to my graphing calculator, which is Desmos. If you don't know how to get there, I've included it in your assignment on Google Classroom. I've included the link there for you guys to just have, for you guys to use. So all you have to do is click on that link here. So I click on the Desmos graphing calculator and it should look something like this. It should look something like this. I'm going to do that one more time. Again, I'm in the assignment. I click on the Desmos link and it'll take you to a graphing calculator that looks like this. So now, again, I'm trying to graph the first equation, y equals 1/2 x minus 2. So on my graphing calculator, I'm going to put exactly that. Y equals, you can use this little keyboard down here to put in your fractions. You can also use the slash button on your keyboard. So I have 1 divided by 2, go to the right, x, and it was 1/2 x minus 2. And this gives you your line over here, what the line should look like. You can zoom in and out as much as you want in order to see the line. And you have two options. I can either read this graph and see where the points are at. You want to pick points that you know exactly where they're at. So like this point is a good point here. 2, -1. You also have 0, -2. Or you can use -2, -3. But if you want to get the table, all you have to do is, instead of having to guess which points to use, all you have to do is click this little wheel here. And then in the little wheel, you can click on the table to show you the points. And now all you have to do is pick 2 points that you want to plot for that line. So I'm going to pick -2, -3, and I'm going to go to Delta Math and plot that point. So -2, -3. Now I need another point to complete that line. So I'm going to go pick another one. So I have 0, -2. So I go to 0 down to -2. And I've completed the first equation. Now I have to go back and complete the second equation, which is y equals -3 over 2x minus 6. So again, I go to Desmos, I can delete this equation, and I have y equals -3 divided by 2, go to the right, x, so -3 over 2x minus 6. And again, I can zoom in and out to see my line and what it should look like. I can also drag this around so that I can look at it a little better. And now I need 2 points for this line. So instead of guessing which points I should use, I'm going to go to the wheel over here and I'm going to look at the table. So I'm going to pick the point 0, -6. I don't want to pick points that I used on the other line because otherwise it'll erase this line that you have here. So I'm going to put 0, -6. And then I have the point 2, -9. So I'm going to go to 2 down to -9 and put a point there. Perfect. So now I've graphed both of my linear equations. I've graphed y equals 1/2 x minus 2, and I've graphed y equals -3 over 2x minus 6. So now that I have my two equations graphed, I need to figure out what the solution to the system of equations is. And the solution to the system of equations is just simply the point where the two lines connect with each other, where the two lines intersect or where the two lines make an X. So if I look, I see that this green line connects with this green line at this point right over here. And that is the point -2, 3. So that is a solution to the system. So in Delta Math, all I have to do is go in here, put in my parentheses, and I have -2, comma, -3, and that is my solution. And I can submit my answer so that it'll mark it correct. Okay, so again, all you have to do is first use decimals to graph the first equation, get 2 points over here. Make sure you click on the wheel to get the table. And then once you graph the first line, you graph the second line using the same strategy. And wherever the two lines connect with each other, whatever the point that they have in common is, that'll be your solution to the system of equations. Okay, so now I need to. So on the second part where it says identifying solutions of linear and quadratic equations, here instead of graphing, the graphs are already made for you. And all you have to do here is identify the points where the lines connect with each other. Okay, so I would go here. So I would go here on my graph and I'm gonna circle where the two lines connect with each other. So I see they connect right here and I see that they connect over here. And then my solutions would be those 2 points. So first I have -4, 6. So I go over here and I write -4, 6. And then my other solution is this second point here, which is 0, -2. And I submit my answer. So here you don't have to graph. Here, all you have to do is figure out where the lines connect with each other. So you'll have 2 points instead of 1. So that's for part 1. For part 2, for systems of equations number 2, ensure the systems of equations number 2. Here, the first part, all you have to do is graph the same way I did in the first examples. But here for level 2, the only difference is that for one of your equations, you're gonna have to get y by itself before you can actually graph. So for this one, for example, you have to get y by itself here. So y equals -7 minus x over -1. And then these are the two equations that you're graphing and figure out where they intersect or cross each other. Then last but not least, once you watch this video here, to determine the number of solutions, you can simply graph both equations on here. So for example, you can do, first you get y by itself, and let's say I got y by itself and I got y equals 2x plus 5 and y equals 2x minus 4. These lines are parallel. So if they're parallel, they have no solution because they never cross each other. If you get the same line, and when you graph them, you get one thing, that means that these lines intersect at every single point. So they have an infinite number of solutions. Or if you get something like what we've done before, so like let's say -3x plus 5, they cross at one point. So that means that they have one solution. So you want to use decimals to see how many times they cross each other, making sure that you get y by itself first before you see the number of intersections. And here you just choose however many times they cross. Did they cross where they parallel and have no solution? Did they cross one time, so have one solution? Or were they the exact same line, which means they have an infinite amount of solutions?